Giorgio Gatudis, head of music, Radio 1 1 Extra, tweeted the death of the album a while ago, and we had a conversation before he did that. And he just checked in with me and said, "You don't mind if I do this, do you?" I thought, "Wow, come on, let's get the debate going." I've thought about it. I've also seen quite a lot of data and statistics about it. I think there will always be two sets of consumers, music consumers. There will be the ones that just want the hits, that just like the tune that they sing along to in the car or in the kitchen. And then there's the others who will say, "This is an artist that I'm committed to. This is an artist who actually I want to hear everything that they do." And I think that therefore there will be certain artists who go, "Actually, do you know what? I'm about creating hit music, and I'm just going to go out there and I will release certain tunes that I believe will be hits across a calendar." And then there'll be others that will go in the studio, conceive a feel musical style, and they will create an album. And that's what we will continue to see happening, I believe, going forward, that you will have this sort of dual economy of people who make hits and make singles and others who create an album and craft an album going forward. So I don't think there's a complete death of the album, but I think in terms of a sales and a distribution mechanism, then yes, it's very different.
In a place like Six Music, I think which is driven by music, which is obviously going to be less sales dependent. The notion of a body of work, I think, is still very, very resonant and very, very strong. It's going to be different for different markets, and it's going to be the industry that leads the taste. But a lot of the artists, I think, still feel passionately about the need to create that sort of sense of a proper body of work, particularly around Six.
Just one more on the singles chart. There's been a number of occasions this year where the entirety of the top 40 has been made up of major label releases. Does that concern you, Ben? And do you feel a responsibility to help diversify the creators of the content that you play?
Well, the chart is a weekly snapshot or a weekly record of the popularity of the music that week that is being consumed. And in the past, it has always been a financial transaction that has displayed that commitment or that passion or love of music. Obviously now, since beginning of July this year, we've included streaming because we believe that is also showing a commitment to a tune. But it's a weekly historic snapshot of the way that the population of the UK are consuming their music. So yes, we will always, with our playlist, try and push new artists and break new artists that can go into there. But the chart is the moment where you are talking about the mass market. So you're always going to reflect that mass market.
But equally, if you're making the hits for tomorrow, surely you're making the charts for tomorrow as well.
Yeah, and there are artists, numerous artists that you can look at that you go, well, look at Florence and the Machine or Jake Bugg or other artists that have, Royal Blood recently, that have come up through BBC Introducing that weren't going to be sort of seen as, oh yeah, they're a surefire hit. There were people who actually nurtured and developed and then actually made into chart success. So I think, success has many fathers, doesn't it? Failure's a bastard. But when you get someone and you say, oh yeah, but look at the chart, it's full of hits. Well, yeah, but not everyone started the same position. And Radio 1 has got many success stories of bringing through artists that people have gone, well, that'll never work. They're not mainstream enough. So I'm really proud of actually our record and the playlist record.